I gotta really ask myself, what am I really doing? I don't know. Don't really know. The worst thing about this is you take a loss, you take 2 trades, you lose the whole day, and that you're done for the day. And you know that you can't trade anymore and you have to wait a full day. The only thing I can do is just wait. It's still early on the day and I have so many things to do. I gotta work out, I gotta go to work, which I fucking dreading because it doesn't feel good when you're just losing and then you have to go work and you just gotta do all this annoying stuff. But that's just life. That's just the hurdle that I gotta go through. I just gotta keep working and just keep showing up. Hey guys, it's Will. Welcome to the channel. I'm a part-time day trader trying to become a full-time. Today is July 17th and it is the next week of my trading recap. I gotta filter it to July 14th to the 17th, change it to dollar amount. And I'm down $143, which that is insane. In one single week. Was not expecting that number, but I understood that this is going to happen. We do have one more trading day tomorrow, so we never know. This can change back to green, but for now, I am down $143. I'm just not doing well this week, and my trade win percentage is 20%. It's not even supposed to be 20%. Everything here is supposed to be a 0, because if I do click on today's trade, I did have a winner, but that wasn't even supposed to be there because I was trying to short the market, but then I accidentally clicked longs, and then once I knew I was on the longs, I just like exited the trade. But it was like a small W, but that's not even, it doesn't even count. Monday, Tuesday, I took no trades. It was pretty choppy. Stay disciplined. I felt like I was doing fine because I didn't take any trades. There was actually like a small setup, but didn't really trust it because the Nasdaq and the ES were in line fully, so did not take it. And then Wednesday, this is where it kind of goes bad. I took 2 trades, which is fine. Took 2 trades. My risk management is normal because I only took 2 trades. Nothing crazy. It's a bit different because let's say on like May and like the previous months, my risk is only like $20, $30 loss. So my total day could be like maybe $40 to $60. So on a single day, I'm losing a lot more because my risk is higher and I'm already comfortable with that. So going to understand that I'm going to be down a lot more. Let's say I did lose all 5 days. I could be down $300, $400. But if I win all those days, I can be up 800 or something. I have to deal with the losses and it's part of the game. I'm going to review my trades right now, and I do have live trades, so I am going to break it down while showing you guys a live clip. Here's my first trade, which is Wednesday, which I decided to take a trade. And I am trying to enter my position right now. I am looking at the Nasdaq and I'm just zooming out to 30 minutes. I'm gonna pause it right here. The reason why I decided to take this trade was because my level was the 23,175. That was rejections, a lot of rejections right here. That was one of my levels. And we also had this 23,085 because it was holding on the previous day. So I did have a level right there, and I also rejected right there in the pre-market. And that was one of my levels. I also had this level right here, the 23,000, and if I'm being honest, I don't even know why the fuck I even have that level there. I think it's because it held right here, and that was why I had that level, and I was trying to play off that level. In the ES, I had multiple levels in the ES, and it's because this level right here, this was actually the optimize from the previous like week, and then there was a rejection right here. You see how there's holds right there, holds, and then rejected right there, and the 315 that I kept rejecting the last week, so I had that as well. And then 6300, I didn't actually have it in my charts when I was trading, but it was holding right here, right here. It held and rejected, and then it rejected right there. The short of the day was actually this level right here. You see how there is a previous day lows. The next day, it retests that level. You see how it breaks down, and then it retests that level, and then that was the rejection play. The same thing goes to the ES right here. It had this level here, it broke down, and it retested, and that was a rejection. And I missed that play, which was annoying, and maybe this is why I did take the trade. I'm gonna play this clip. So I go back to my 2-minute charts, and then this was what happened. I see how the Nasdaq is breaking down this level right here, and then I tried to wait for the short, wait for the proper retest. Initially, I was trying to wait for the retest, but it didn't really give me a proper retest. And then I was like, maybe I missed a trade. Then later, I saw that the ES got bought back right here. And then I kept thinking, do I really want to short this if this thing got bought back by the demand zone? That's why I kept zooming out. You see how it just zooms out right there? And it was kind of choppy, but I took it anyways because I thought this can be the break and retest, and this will just be the break and it retraces a bit and then breaks down. But then I am just hoping that this trade breaks down the ES zone, and that is why this trade is not good because I'm not respecting the zone right now. I'm just hoping that it breaks the zone right here. If it breaks where my level is, if it goes over the candle or that wick area right here, like if it gets under that wick, I'll put my stop right at this level right here. So then I wait a bit, and then once I see more volume, I do get in the trade. And I keep zooming out, so I keep looking at the 30 minutes time frames because I'm just trying to look at the market. And then once I start breaking down, it gets above my level, I just enter the trade. And then it gets annoying because this stop loss and target profit, it's so different from the paper trading that I just have to like manually modify it, and I just can't see where how much I'm gonna lose and how much I'm gonna actually make because it's not showing me anything. So I just have to like match my stop loss and my TP with this calculator here, and it's a bit annoying and it takes time. But the play is working a bit. But then if I keep zooming or I just keep fast forwarding the play, it starts wicking up, and then I see that the ES is like wicking back up here. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, maybe I should get out the trade because it feels like I shouldn't be shorting this because I'm really trying to not respect this ES level right here and just like hopefully it just breaks down the level. And it just held really well right here, and I'm just hoping that it breaks down. And then my stop loss got hit, and then I'm just waiting a bit, and later I see this random wick out of nowhere. I'm like, okay, this looks really good now. Maybe this is the retest that I need. You see how there's like fast volume right there? So I'm like, okay, I gotta get into the trade. I risked about the same amount, maybe a bit less, I'm not really sure. And then I'm like, okay, this might actually work. This is still the break and retest. This is a nice bear flag into the retest, and this can work well. If you remember from before, the 23,000 level was really choppy. So the main thing that I didn't focus on today was that, or on the Wednesday, was that the ES level was the one that was clean. But right now I'm trying to short the level when it's actually a demand zone that I'm trying to short through. This area right here, this whole zone that I drew out, this green box, this is not even a strong zone. So I'm just playing off random things right now. And I didn't even realize that. I just saw the charts. That's why the charts that I have on my screen, I really trust. So if it's respecting the level, then I'm like, okay, I gotta short it, I gotta long it. If it does a proper retest, whatever the chart showed me, then I gotta take the trade. But the thing that I was doing wrong was that I didn't respect this zone right here, and I was just hoping that it breaks down this zone right here. I keep hoping that the trade's gonna work out. I just got into the trade again. When the first time I got in the trade, I was like, I don't even think this trade is gonna work out. So why did I even get in the trade? Either I win the trade or I lose the trade. So I didn't want to get out because I'm like, I can't just like sell because of emotions. If I'm already questioning myself, that means the trade was never good in the first place, and maybe I should actually just exit the trade because it wasn't good. Going back to that day when I'm looking at the charts, here's the 30 minutes. And this 23,000 level I had, which was right here. If I'm looking at this trade right now, if I'm looking at the pre-market, just the pre-market, why the fuck is that level there? That's what I'm questioning myself. Like, why is that level there? I honestly don't even know why I had that charts there because it's this so damn choppy. I think it's because it's rejecting like around there, and then it has a nice break and retest there. But then that was like Monday. So if it's not respecting it on like the pre-market now, then why would it be respected now? And then that's why I kept zooming out, and I'm like, it's really choppy. And then when I look at to the ES, this was my level, the 6280. So in the pre-market, you see how it fell here and it rejected, and it came back up, it rejected again, rejected. So that's why it was a level right there. And also the previous days, it was like respecting properly. You guys saw it break down and it got bought back up. So that means I shouldn't even short the play until that actually shows me that it broke down. When I was taking the trade, I was like, is this really gonna break down the ES? Like, should I even like try the trade if the ES is still holding above this level right here? And then I still took the trade. The next trading day, which is Thursday, and that is today. And I did take 2 trades today, and I both lost again. In the morning, let me pause this real quick, because in the morning, I missed a trade. Honestly, right now, it's a battle between me versus me. The only reason why I'm losing is because of me. The only reason why I'm taking these trades is because of me. I'm taking random trades still. I'm not following my plan. My strategy is there, but just because my strategy is there, I had to follow the quality setups. I gotta wait for the patience. I gotta wait for my setups to happen, and then I take the trade. But I'm just taking random trades. The first trade of the day was that it just kept holding this lower here on the NASDAQ. It kept holding right there, and you see how it got bought back down like twice, and then you see this candle, it wicked up right away. It gets all the way up here, which was my 3-to-1 right here, and then I was like, Whatever, I missed the trade, but what can I do? Later I was like, maybe I can do a break and retest of this level right here, but you see this, it just gets, there's just so much volume there that there's no retest. So I just keep waiting. Okay, this is my first trade. Like before it happened, you see how there's like a marker right there, or like the calculator? That was a risk out, or that was a trade I was going to take, but I didn't take it. Since I keep missing these trades, I was like, okay, let me do break and retest of the pre-market high and also this intraday high right here. So I did draw a line right there, and this is not really a level. This is just pre-market high and also this intraday high that I was rejecting. It's gonna temporarily rejects the supply zone, and then I started seeing a wick over here. So if it does get above this wick right here, then I'll take the trade. And I started seeing a wick, and then if it gets above the wick high, then I'll take the trade because there's volume in there. And then I'll just target a 2 to 1 or a 3 to 1 depending on like the all-time highs of the Nasdaq. So I think I target 3 to 1 here. And then it looks a bit weak still, but I'm still waiting to see if it's strong. I see that the ES is still building up here. So I'm like, okay, this ES probably could get up to here. So the Nasdaq maybe is doing a break and retest of the pre-market high and this intraday high right here. It starts having volume, and then I just bought it right here. At the same time, subconsciously, I'm like, this is not really an A+ trade. So why am I even taking it in the first place? Yep, it just falls on me, and I just lost my first trade. I think I lost about $40 around there. So now I'm like, okay, this thing was weak, and then maybe it is retesting this level, and I can play a supply rejection right there. Then there, this candle is the one that tells me if I should get in the trade. If it starts breaking down, then I'll get into the trade. You see how the ES is also breaking down. I do also have this level here, 63.15, but you see how it's not kind of choppy. So I'm like, is this really a proper level? But I just kept it. Then there I got into the play. Then later, I don't even know what happened there. It's got rejected, but I did buy, and then didn't realize I was in the long position. So then I just sold out. I made a bit of profit, but didn't really matter. When I did take the trade, when I did lose the first time, when I did try to long it, I'm like, okay, maybe I should wait for the proper break and retest. Just wait for this break and retest right here. Just wait for that. And later I just decided to short this play instead. And that is not, it doesn't make sense because we are in a strong market. Why am I trying to short it? All I had to do was be patient. Look how clear it is right now. You see how, what I wanted to wait for, when I first lost a trade, when I first tried to long this right here, like I'm gonna put the level back. I was trying to wait for this break and retest. Didn't get it right there because it wasn't a strong level, because there's a supply rejection right there. So why did I even take that trade? It's funny how it does it again. It actually respects the level after that, so which is crazy. But I guess over here it was just too early. So now it actually respects the level and then goes up. Since I missed the first trade, or like since I got it wrong, I was telling myself, okay, let me just actually wait for a break and retest of this level. If there's a proper break and retest, then I'll get into the trade. But then later I just decided to try shorting this shit. Later day, it gives me this really clear break and retest right there. That's like A+. Why didn't I not just wait for that? That is my recap for this week. I am down $143. We do still have one more trading day tomorrow. If I do take any trades tomorrow, then I will update this. But for now, this is the week. And what I like to say is, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Keep staying disciplined, keep staying consistent, and let's just get 1% better every day. And I'll see you in the next one.